Hello gamers, and welcome back to another episode of Solo Spelunking. And again, I'm continuing my Star Wars series, Adventures in the Keldor sector. And I got a good feeling about this episode because I got lots of money and I'm on Nar Shadda. So I think I will do some shopping this episode and get the Never Too Late upgraded and see what happens. So we left off last time passionately and romantically kissing at the bar, in the casino, in our nice evening outfits, as Nash has just won 30,000 credits in a high stakes Sabak tournament. So now actually, or not tournament, private game. So now we are actually, what we can spend, I think we can spend 50,000 credits on the ship. But it is late, so when we're done kissing, Nash just says, why don't we end this evening in a more romantic place? Like our cabin on the Never Too Late. And Rhya says, well, I thought you'd never ask. Let's go. Okay, so we go, and we have a very passionate and very romantic and intimate night on board the Never Too Late. And the next day, not too early, we have breakfast on our ship, and then Nash says, well, I think now that we got so much money, I will head into town, ask around a bit, maybe make my way to the lower levels and see if I can find an expert mechanic that wants to earn a couple of credits. And Rhya says, well, you mean we are heading down to the lower levels looking for an expert mechanic? I mean, this is a rough place. It's not wise to go by yourself. Especially not if you intend to take that much money with you. Yeah, of course, you're right. That's what I meant. So why don't we go and ask around a little and see if we can find a capable mechanic that is able to do some of the book works on the Never Too Late. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so we do that. So we head into the city of Nar Shadda at, again, around noon. Let's see if I can find a picture here to set the scene for the atmosphere. So let's see, lower levels. Yep. Okay, so once again we head into the neon lit lower levels of Nar Shadda, and the sky is only barely visible between these concrete canyons of skyscrapers and their nightclubs, bars, and it doesn't even matter that it is noon down here in the lower levels. It's not very down below, but lower levels, there's almost no natural light. It is all a darkish neon artificial lit illumination there, and if you wouldn't have a watch with you, you actually couldn't exactly tell what time it is. So, and this is where we will ask around a little. So Nash, as a scoundrel, he's got the Friends in Low Places ability, which means he can roll a presence check with advantage to try to get favors, informations, contacts, and the difficulty rating depends on the security level, which is very low, and the task. So I want to get or get referred to or get in contact with an expert mechanic. So normally this would be no problem, but I want to have a special mechanic. So it's a DR14 and I get to roll with advantage presence. Oh, and it's the next day, so let's just re-roll PowerPoints here and force uses. So PowerPoints, Nash has 1d2, doesn't matter, 1d2 plus 1. So 1d2, so that is 2 plus 1, that is 3. 3 PowerPoints for Nash. And Rhya only has 1d2 PowerPoints. Let's see. That is 1. But she gets to use the force. She can roll for force power uses per day, and that is d4 plus 2 uses. That is 4 uses. So she, if she needs to, could use the force 4 times until she needs to rest again. So now Nash is, because I want to actually succeed, so that's what this meta currency is for. I'm using a PowerPoint to reduce the difficulty by 4, so that means DR10, and I get advantage because of friends in low places. Oh, you gotta be kidding me! 2 and 4, and my presence is 4, so that is 8. So nobody has seen me here before in this part of Nar Shadda, and they just eye me suspiciously. Nobody really wants to talk to me. So yeah, I gotta try again, but I can only try again after I've checked now for a random encounter. So that was basically, I'm going by my framework and the city gameplay procedure. So it is a low security planet, which means city gameplay procedure, it is a 2 in 6 chance for a random encounter, and then I can try again, and I will track time of day, so every attempt takes like 2 hours. So let's say we were there at 1300 hours, and this first asking around and everything took 2 hours. So now it is 1500 hours, and I'm rolling for a random encounter, and there's a 2 in 6 chance. So on a 1 or a 2 on a d6, there will be some form of random encounter. A 1. There will be a random encounter, so let's go to the urban encounter generator. First see if I am affected or if it is just something I observe. So I am affected on a 4 to 6 on a d6. So let's roll. No, so I observe something. A species NPC is doing something to another species NPC. So let's see. Species is a d10 and NPC a d20. So 2 is a human and 11 is a corporate type. So a human corporate type is doing something. 14, gambling, okay. 9, that is an android or a droid. A drug dealer, okay. So, okay, so there's this droid who, yes, it's a rogue droid that has taken up an occupation as a drug dealer. Of course, we don't know that yet, and he gets in some kind of argument with a corporate type. So there's a guy in a suit, and they're at a street corner, and the droid with his mechanical voice suddenly says, "This is your problem. You shouldn't have gambled with the money." So I'm incorporating this gambling aspect here in this interpretation because it wouldn't really make sense. You gambled with the money and now it's gone. But you still gotta pay us what you owe us. This is your last warning. If you don't have the money by tomorrow night, there will be trouble. And the corporate guy, he just goes, I'll do what I can, I do what I can. Nash says to Rhya, interesting little discussion. They don't really care about discretion and secrecy here, down here, it seems. So what do you say? You want to get involved? Maybe ask this guy what he owes, and maybe we can, I don't know, help him out somehow. Maybe win some money for him and get a favor in return. Maybe he's got some contacts here. And Rhya goes, well, Nash, I wouldn't do it because we wanted to keep a low profile here, and let's not get involved into these local affairs. We do have enough money for whatever upgrades I think we need. So let's just let it go. That is my vote, my assessment, if you ask me. And he goes, yeah, you're right. Don't look for trouble if trouble is not looking for you. Okay, so maybe we are lucky in this block of this section of the city. Let's head into this cantina here. Okay. So, and a little OOC here. This is, like I've said this before, my random encounter philosophy, and you can also read it in my solo framework for fantasy games. I call encounters opportunities for interaction. It's not, if you're not mandatory, it just simulates that there's a living world going on around the characters. And so not every encounter means that there has to be some form of player involvement, combat, conflict, whatever. So in this case, since we weren't affected by the encounter, yeah, I decide to just let it go. But like I said, a random encounter always establishes some facts about the game world. So now we know that there's some organization, maybe, I don't know, that employs droids, and yeah, that even corporate types are not above getting mixed in here with the criminal elements. So, but we're not going to act on this yet. So let's head to another bar, cantina, and again, using a PowerPoint here, DR10, friends in low places. Yes, lucky this time. 18 plus 4. Okay, so let's say, because I got 42,300, I deduct 300 credits, because I now slip a couple of bribes and pay a couple of drinks to loosen the tongue of some people. And it is 1,700 hours now. So again, we were asking around for a while, observing, trying to assess which guys to talk to and which guys not, or maybe it's even not a guy. So even is female. Oh, female. Okay, so there's this woman. Let's see, a woman. I don't have that many female miniatures, sadly. Let's see, a woman. Yeah, okay, let's take. So this female Qatar is standing at a bar. You know what? Change the scene real quick. So this is a dimly lit bar here. And there's this Qatar, this cat-like woman at the bar, and I'm getting sort of also smuggler space up vibes from her, so I offer to buy her a drink. We make some small talk, and then I go, see, I'm looking for a good mechanic, and I'm not talking about one of those DataNet phone book ad mechanics. I'm talking about the ones that are passed on or that you get to know by mouth-to-mouth marketing, if you get my meaning. You happen to know any of those? And she goes, well, as a matter of fact, I do. There's this guy called Shug Ninx. He's sort of a legend around these parts. He's got a repair shop called the Spacebarn. It's not listed. You can only reach it, it's in the lower levels. You can only reach it via a narrow access tunnel that you have to traverse with your ship. We call it the chute. And there is his space barn. He asks no questions. He has, well, I would say reasonable prices for what he offers, and he's totally discreet. He doesn't ask questions, he doesn't want to know anything, and it's completely off the books. Okay. So, Shug Ninx, you say Spacebarn, huh? Can you get me the coordinates to this chute and the Spacebarn? And she goes, yeah. You got a data pad? And I go, yeah, I got, let's see, do I have a data pad? No, but I got my comlink here, which has limited smartphone capabilities. Yeah, I'll put the coordinates in there. And she enters the coordinates in the comlink, and but behave around Shug Ninx and his space barn. He's sort of like neutral grounds between the factions here, if you get my meaning. Yeah, I don't want to cause any trouble. I just want to spend money and get my ship souped up. And she just says, don't we all? And leaves. Okay, so, well, you heard the lady, Rhya. Shug Ninx Spacebarn, access through the chute. So let's get back to the ship and head over there. Okay, so we do that. So I don't want to make it any more complicated as it is. So we make our way through the chute to the space barn. And yeah, it's a large, yeah, basically underground docking area with there are a couple of ships on that. It's like a large open area, but nestled within these concrete blocks in the lower levels of Nar Shadda. There are already some ships parked there. And so let's say this is Shug Ninx. He's a half human, half, I think, Thien are they called. So the miniature doesn't really fit, but it's close enough. And so we just land there, and as we exit the ship, we are greeted, and he says with basic, or in basic, new arrivals, looks up and down the never too late. Never seen this ship before down here. Ooh, an old YR-1080, right? And Nash says, that's correct. Yeah, the good old Corellian freighters. A dream to work on. Modular design. Parts are easy to come by. Yeah, you were recommended to us because you obviously know your trade and your stuff and you don't ask any questions. Well, I ask the right questions, like, what do you want to have done to the ship? And Nash goes, well, I want to upgrade the weaponry. I only have a dual laser turret installed at the top right now, and I need definitely more firepower. Let me take a look. So he walks around the ship and he takes a little like a little ladder, portable ladder that he sets against the hull. You mind? He asks Nash, and Nash just goes, do what you must. So he climbs up onto the upper hull, takes a look at the dual laser turret and the mountings and everything, and he says, yeah. All right, so with those power lines and the structural integrity of the mounting, I think I can get you a quad laser turret installed up there. That would be like end of the line, quad laser turret. Actually, that sounds pretty good and exactly like what I had in mind. So let's talk numbers. And without hesitation, he says 18,000 credits. And Nash goes, 18,000, huh? Okay, so if I want to have some more stuff done, think we can negotiate some kind of package deal here? And he goes, well, depends on what you want to have done. Well, I think I need to upgrade the hyperdrive as well. So what's she pulling right now? ×2 past light speed, he asks. And Nash goes, no, I got her down to 1.5. Okay, 1.5. Nothing to sneeze at, but also not stellar. So what did you have in mind? Well, can you get it down to 1? And he just laughs. What is this? A repair shop? Of course I can get it down to 1. That's basically standard. So that's hardly worth my time. So Nash goes, well, you mean you can get it below 1? Of course I can, depending on what you're willing to pay. Once we're talking below 1, it gets really expensive. So what are we talking here below 1? Let's say I want to get it to 0.8 past light speed. How much would that be? 25,000 credits, he goes. All right, so 25,000 plus 18,000. That is, in my book, 40,000. And he smiles. Well, in my book, it's actually 48,000, but I think this is what you meant with package deal, huh? Yeah, all right, so 48,000, so that's a little under 10%. Yeah, I think we can do that. So 25,000 if you want to get your hyperdrive to 0.8, and another 15 to install a quad laser turret. Okay. And what about the old double laser cannon? Any way to mount that at the bottom, so as a second turret? He goes, yeah. I mean, this ship is set up to have another turret installed, so but I would need to install a new mount and install new fire control wiring. So, but all right, so that'll be another 10,000. Okay, so that'll bring us to 50,000, I guess. Well, 25,000 and 15. That's 40 plus 10. That's 50,000 credits right there. Whew. Let me think about this for a while. So Rhya, what do you say? That would be all the money we got. And Rhya says, well, I agree that we need more firepower, and a faster hyperdrive is always good. I don't think we need the bottom turret right now, because it's just the two of us, and we wouldn't be able to use the additional gun, at least not yet, unless, I don't know, we get a droid or something that can remote control the gun. I don't suppose you want to hire another crew member? And he goes, no, I don't want to share our home with somebody else. Okay, then my vote is we skip the other turret for now, keep the money. We just keep the old deinstalled turret in the cargo hold, and when we need another turret installed, maybe once we got a droid or some more money, because remember, we also need money for repairs. Yeah, damn, the hull, you're right. Okay. So, yeah, okay, so we skip the turret for now. So would you be so kind and just put the deinstalled dual laser cannon in the cargo hold? We might be needing to install it later, and we would just take the quad laser turret and the hyperdrive upgrade for 40,000 credits. Okay. And a little OOC, if you want to know how I arrive at these prices, I'm using my Stardark rules, which are basically compatible. The Starship of the Galaxy sourcebook, which has upgrading rules here. And here it says, like, for example, if you want to improve your damage, which means you got to pay the face value of the next higher die, and you have to upgrade them in steps. So the next higher die in D10 is maximum. So that would be 8,000 for the D8 and 10,000 for the D10. That's 18,000. And then the 3,000 to basically as a deduction. And for hyperdrive, actually, to get it to 0.1, that is actually not that expensive. It costs 5,000 credits if you're above 0.1 to reduce it by 0.5 down to 1. And after that, every 0.1 improvement costs 10,000 credits. So that is 20,000 credits for 0.8, and the 5,000 I need to get it from 1.5 to 1 in the first place. So that's 25,000 credits right there, plus the money for the gun and the deduction. So this is how I arrived at 40,000 credits, which is quite a lot of money. And he goes, well, you got a fine ship there from what I've seen so far. And let me tell you one thing. There are not that many freighters out there that pull or push below 1.0 past light speed. So with those upgrades, you would have a fine vessel. But it'll take me about 3 days to get it all done, and the ship's got to remain here. Okay, 3 days it is then. Can you recommend a nice place to stay nearby? I want to be close to your space barn in case something happens or you need me or there are any questions, and I don't want to make my way all the way through the levels of this planet here. Yeah, there's a place nearby where a lot of my clients stay while their ships are in here, and they'll give you a good rate. Okay, thanks. So 3 days it is, huh? Yeah, 3 days. Okay, so we skip those 3 days. So it is 100 credits per night at the place. So we have to pay in advance. So I'm paying Oh, 40,000 is actually what Nash has. So Nash is paying 40,000. So now he has 2,000 and Rhya still got money. But Rhya, she is paying the room 300 credits. So she's got 13,700 now. So we still got a little backup money, a little buffer, if you will. So it is 3 days. And there's nothing really happening. Oh, and we also tell him to repair the hull, and that's another 700. It's 100 credit per point. So Rhya, she pays that as well. So she's at 13,000, even sum. And our hull is back to 20, to full. Haven't upgraded this yet. And now, the great moment, I can erase this hyperdrive multiplier, and now it is times 0.8, below 1.0, but it's not max. Max is 0.5, what the Falcon has. But that would take me another 30,000 credits to get there. So, and we have a top quad laser turret that deals D10 damage. We haven't improved fire control. That's a different improvement. And so now it's a top quad laser turret. And we have a dual laser turret in the cargo hold. And that is D6 damage. Okay. So, and during those 3 days, what I did though, because also remember Nash's armor is actually gone because he suffered a critical hit, and that reduces armor by 1 tire. He is at the lowest tire, so he pays 500 credits. So he's at 1,500 actually, and now he's got a new shiny armored leather jacket with plastoid weave fibers inserted and energy absorbing padding, so giving him minus D2 armor again, tire 1 armor. And it was 3 days, so now as we start the day, I'm going to re-roll meta currency again. Let's start with Rhya's force uses. D4 plus 2, so D4 plus presence. Her presence is 2, that is 5. And she gets a D2 power points. D2 power points 3, that is 2. So 1, 2, and 3, 4, 2 power points. And Nash gets a D2 plus 1 because of his Scoundrel's Luck ability. So D2, so 3 is actually 2 plus 1, that is 3 power points. Lucky Nash. Okay. So, 3rd day, we pick up the ship from Shug Ninx Spacebarn. And we inspect everything. And Nash goes, damn, stellar work, I gotta say that. I'm eager to try out the new hyperdrive. Yeah, I can imagine. So, it was a pleasure doing business with you, and if you need anything done, now you know where you can find me. Yeah, and Nash goes, do you also have like comlink frequency that you're willing to share? And he just shakes his head and says, nope, no comlinks. I don't take calls. Those who need me know how to find me. Okay. Fair enough, fair enough. Well, thanks again. I know now where to find you, and I'm sure the never too late might become a regular patient of yours. Well, it is actually good to work on such a classic. So feel free to drop by anytime. All right, thanks. So we say our goodbyes and we launch and yeah, again, move to the upper third levels and dock the ship in a regular docking bay, which means I gotta pay 500 credits docking fee again because I undocked. That's my problem, and now I need to dock again. So money flies here on Nar Shadda. And so now we're still in the ship in the docking bay, and Nash goes, well, Rhya, I'm itching to try out this new hyperdrive. But it wouldn't make sense just flying around as a pleasure cruise. We could earn some money in the process. And she says, yeah, but what about low profile? Yeah, you know what? Let's just head into town. Let's head into town, which is actually stupid to say because it's all town. So he says, let's just hit up some places and see if an opportunity presents itself. And if it does, it is probably fate. And then we'll see what we can make of it. But we don't exert any extensive effort to try to get a job. Yeah, okay. Sounds like a plan. The Force will guide us, she says. Okay. So we make our way back into town. Check the camera. Yes. So those are narrow alleyways. We make our way towards like another main platform here that also has bars, nightclubs, and whatnot. As we make an intellect check. Is it perception? Is that intellect? Yeah, I think it's intellect. Sharpness of mind. We make an intellect check. And it's a, let's see here. It's a DR15. DR15, Nash and Rhya. Okay, so we both make it because Rhya rolls a 16 plus 1 and Nash has 14, but he's got intellect 4 because intellect is also the flying ability. So we both make it 15. So as we walk along this alley, without any warning, there's nothing, nobody addresses us, nothing. Suddenly, out of the shadows steps this Mandalorian figure and immediately starts shooting. Pew, pew, pew. And you know who that is. It is, of course, Rima Vess, recurring villain, Mandalorian bounty hunter, or bounty huntress, I should say. And it's personal now between us, but also remember, we are wanted by the Empire. We still got a new transponder, but I mean, Nash is probably still wanted. So, and yeah, this is like her method, her modus operandi, that she just, if you remember the prequel series, she just shoots without any warning, without nothing. She doesn't care about a fair fight. Yeah, so it's Rima Vess, but because we detected her, she gets those two shots off cinematically, but we dodged them, and now we roll initiative. Otherwise, yeah, she would have gotten the initiative, and we would have dodged the first round with disadvantage. But now it's initiative, and 1, 2, 3. The enemy goes first. Let's say I'm using. Let's say I used the red die. So 1, 2, 3, the enemy goes first. This time Rhya Best goes first. So we immediately turn to face her, and she pew, 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 shoots, and she shoots at Nash first because, yeah, maybe she thinks I'm easier to take down, and it is her goal to reduce the opposing numbers first. So I got her stats here, and she's a difficulty rating 15 enemy. So she shoots at Nash with her dual blaster pistols, only one attack, but deals D8 plus 2 damage. And of course she's got Mandalorian armor tier 3, D6 damage reduction. So pew pew, Nash, he's got to evade, and that's agility plus 4 versus 15. Oh, wait. I roll her damage with my evasion. That's a D8, and my armor is a D2. So can use any die basically for that. I'm just using this D4 here. Come on, Nash. Oh no. And now see, a 1 while dodging is basically like a critical hit, so double damage. So but luckily, so 1, 2, 3, 4, that is 2 points of armor reduction. So this is 2, and I roll another D8. Another D8. I don't have another enemy D8, so I gotta roll this one again. So remember, 2 damage left, armor already subtracted, and of course, critical hit, armor is gone, so 2 damage left, and 4, that is 6 plus 2, that is 8. So and the armor is toast. So Nash has 20 hit points. Now he's at 12 hit points. So she shoots, and Nash is not fast enough. He turns, and that's lucky that he turned, because he wants to dodge, because the bolts, they hit his jacket here where it is like padded, and it's got the most area to absorb the blast, but he feels the heat, and basically the jacket, the armor protection is gone. It's toast. Okay, so that was her turn. Now it's our turn. So Nash steps back in here, shoots at her. So he shoots with presence. He's got presence 4, but he's got his +1 Shanavar blaster. So he attacks +5 and deals D8 plus 1. Where's his D8? But she's got D6 armor. Difficulty rating 15. Yes, 14. But lucky, because 2 plus 1, that is 3, minus 1 on the armor die, that is 2 points of damage for Rhya. So she is slightly wounded. It's not really wounded, it's cinematic. It just hit the armor, pew pew pew, and there's this clang as the laser bolt hits the Beskar armor, and it looks like as if there's no effect. So that was Nash. And Rhya immediately ignites her force blade, charges forward, and attacks as well. She attacks with agility with her force blade. That is +4, and she would deal D10 plus 1. Okay, where's her D10? And here's the armor die, and she needs a 15. Oh, 6 plus 4. No, that is not a hit. Would have been 11 damage, but also 6 on the armor die, but no. So Rhya Best deflects or blocks the blade with her wrist guards. With her Beskar wrist guards, she just parries basically her force blade. Okay, so we acted Rhya again. Next round, basically. She goes first. Now as Rhya is close to her, She moves a little bit backwards to take cover here and pew, 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 now shoots, because Rhya's there, shoots at Rhya. Now Rhya has to dodge with agility, and it is a D8 plus 2 damage, and Rhya also only has D2 armor, tier 1 armor. Okay. And difficulty rating 15. No, but lucky. 1 point on the armor die and only 2 points of damage. So Rhya is just nicked for 1 point of damage. Ah. Okay, lucky us. Oh no, wait, plus 2 because of the D8 plus 2. That is 3 points of damage. She's at 27. Okay, so now our turn again. Let's do Rhya first. She moves down here to make room for Nash and attacks. Difficulty rating 15, no. It's a 5. She does not have plus 10. So again, parried with the Beskar, and Nash moves up here, takes cover, and shoots. Pew! Difficulty rating 15. D8 plus 1 and a D6. He attacks plus 5. Oh, critical hit, rolled a 20, double damage. That's great because that is 3. I keep the armor there. 3 and 3, that is 6, plus 1, that is 7, minus 1, that is 6. Ooh, not too bad. So this time she feels something. Pew! Clank, the bolt hits the armor. Next round, Rhya. Rhya needs to dodge. Armor. 4. Yeah. Again, she this time moves over here and shoots from there. Pew, pew. Tries to keep her distance. And hits. That is 4 plus 2, that is 6 points, minus 2, that is 4 points. Yeah, 4 plus 2, 6, minus 2, 4 points. 23 for Rhya. She grits her teeth. Okay, so Rhya charges forward, attacks. Ooh, 8, no, because she takes plus 4, that is not enough. Nash moves down here, shoots. Plus 5. Eight plus 5, no. Okay, next round. Rhya attacking Rhya. Moving, so we do this just to move minis around a little, moving game a little. So attack roll. Rhya needs to dodge. Rhya armor. Ooh, Rhya does not dodge. 6 points of damage. 4 plus 2 minus 1 point of armor. That's 5 points of damage. Okay, so Rhya is at 18. She feels it, but she retaliates. Moves forward, attacks. Let's see. No, 6 plus 4 is only 10. Again, Nash moves a little closer to get a clear shot. Plus 5, D8 plus 1. Ah, oh, come on, 4, no. Pew. So, not an effectful round. Pew. The shot hits the corner here. As Rhya Vess just moves back here and shoots. Pew, pew, again at Rhya. Now she's focusing on Rhya. Rhya needs to dodge. That's damage. That's Rhya's armor. But this time she dodges. 11 plus 4, 15 on the spot. Okay. So, our turn. Rhya attacks. Ooh, critical hit, 20. But 6 on the armor, so that is 6. Plus 6, that is 12. Plus 1, that is 13. Minus 6, that is 7 points of damage. Okay, so Rhya is at 15 hit points. Now, this time she feels it. Ugh. And now Nash. Moving up here, shooting. Pew! And he hits. But 5 plus 1 is 6, minus 6, no damage. It goes into the armor. Pew! Next round, Rhya attacking Rhya. Rhya needs to dodge. That's Rhya's attack, and that's Rhya's armor. She moves back a little here and pew, and shoots. Oh no, Rhya does not dodge. So that is 6 minus 2. That is 4 points of damage. Pew, Rhya at 14 HP. Okay, so this time Nash goes first. Shooting. Plus 5, 15. Yes, 16, 8 points of damage, but 6 reduced. That's only 2 points of damage. Rhya is at 13. Okay, that was Nash. Now Rhya, moving up. And slashing. 16, yes, that is 4 minus 3, that is 1 point. Rhya is hanging in there, and now it is her turn again. She moves backwards, shoots at Rhya. So Rhya needs to dodge, and that's her armor. Oh, she dodges, 17. Okay. Our turn. Nash shoots. Zap, zap, up. $13, that's a hit, because he's got more than, but only 2 versus 3 armor, no damage. Rhya moves upwards underneath this lantern here and attacks. $9, no, that's a miss. Plus 4 is 13. And so Nash went first this round, so I think it is new round. She moves over here, shoots. Pew, pew. At Rhya, so Rhya needs to dodge. And she dodges. 12 plus 4. Pew. Lucky. Okay, our turn again. Rhya moves up, attacks. Misses, only a 4. So Nash moves up here, shoots. Pew. So it's a wild fight. Oh, it's a 19. Ooh, good one. 19 and 9 points of damage minus 1 armor. That is 8 points of damage. That takes Rhya to 4. And it's her turn now. And she ignites a jetpack that she has, new toy, and flees. And as she flies away, she goes, "We'll meet again." Damn. And Nash immediately tends to Rhya, because actually she's got some nasty burns. Nash himself got lucky, because he basically only got, but oh no, he didn't get lucky. He got 12. Yeah, okay, so yes, yeah, right, he suffered also a crit, so he's at 12. So we are both 12 and 14. So we were lucky that we outnumbered her, but we're not in good shape, both of us. So he goes, "Damn, you know what we need? And Rhya says, medpacks. And Nash says, exactly. I don't have any. I don't have any left. You? And Rhya goes, no. But let's call it a night. Let's hope. And I mean, if she is here, she has tracked us down. It's only a matter of time. She will recuperate and come back at us. I think we need to cut our visit to Nar Shadda short. Damn, yeah, you're right. Damn, how did she find us? I don't know, but let's go. All right, so we go back to the ship, and Nash says, you know what? Let's launch right away. And I mean, the ship is in good shape. We got good guns. The hull is repaired. Let's launch and make our way couple of hours at sublight speed to the edge of the system, away from the major space land traffic, and rest there, and then we can try out the hyperdrive next time and find some other place. And Rhya goes, yeah, you're right, let's do that. Okay, so we do that. We go back to the ship, and Nash says, well, I'm a little sorry that that we paid those 500 credits docking fee. I mean, we didn't really get much out of it now, did we? And Rhya says, yeah, well, we escaped with our lives. That should count for something. Indeed. So we launch, and as I said, full throttle, full sublight speed, just in a random direction. We head off into space. And while we head off into space, we're both in the cockpit now. We talk, and Nash goes, well, Rhya, can't we visit your homeworld, Eldred? I would be eager to see it, actually. And I think, since nobody knows exactly where it's at, we could keep a pretty low profile there. And Rhya goes, yeah, I do understand your reasoning, but we can't do that. Why not? Well, even though I trust you with my life, I can't take you to Eldred. It is forbidden for any Eldridian to let a non-Eldridian know where our planet is and let a non-Eldridian set foot on our planet. Please don't take this the wrong way. It has nothing to do with whether I trust you or not. I trust you with my life. I think you should know that. But I can't disregard one of the most primal rules of our people, one of our most fundamental laws. There will be no non-Eldridians on Eldred, and no non-Eldridian shall ever know where the planet is located. He looks a little bit disappointed, but then goes, well, I guess I can understand your reasoning. I mean, why go through all this trouble with fake identity as selfie and everything, and only few Eldridians actually traveling around at all, if you let anybody know where your planet is? I mean, I understand that. You got to be careful. Indeed. So I'm glad you understand. Yeah. So let's just recuperate and hope that Rima West needs to recuperate as well, and has not somehow, I don't know, put a tracking device on our ship or something. Damn, now that I mention it, tracking device. And as a matter of fact, let me roll if she actually has done it, but it's a 20% chance. 20% chance, because it's one thing to track them down, but another thing to, I don't know, really access the docking bay. So I gotta use Nash's percentile die. 20%. that there's a tracking device on our ship. From Rhya, obviously. 68. No, and no doubles, no random event, so we're lucky. All right, so this is it for this episode. So I hope you enjoyed it. The Never Too Late is in good shape now. Yeah, let's see what the next episode brings. I'll thank you for watching, and as always, stay safe and stay healthy, and like, comment, subscribe, and do all those YouTube things. Until the next video, bye bye.